recipient who is most well-deserving, our very own past president, Bartholomew Verdirame. So for those of you who do not know what this award is about, I'm here to give you a brief history of it. In 2007, with the presidency of Steve Bellotto coming to its end, the board of directors gave us, meaning myself, Gregory, and Steve, the vision to carry out a dream, which was to have an award presented and first named in honor of our founding father, the Honorable late Frank Dino. The award was created in his memory, and we awarded it to, rightfully so, to our dear and beloved, the late Antony Cutrona. Judge Cutrona was its recipient because he embodied everything that this award means. It is a jurisprudence and science award. It is an award that also celebrates an Italian-American who has given his all to the study of law, but more importantly to our culture as Italian-Americans. And the late judge was that and then some. And so was the person whose name we honored by awarding that award to the judge. This evening, we're here to do the same with Bart. This is not an award that we give every year. This is an award that we give only to those who are very, very special. And so with Bart, he is only the third recipient, the judge being the first, and our very own George Syracuse. George, I know you're here. Congratulations to you. With that, I'm continue the presentation. Thank you.
In view of the importance of the Honorable Frank J. Pino Award, which, as Dominic said, recognizes excellence in jurisprudence and the promotion of our Italian-American culture, our executive committee voted unanimously to rededicate our association's highest award in tribute to our beloved Antony J. Cutrona. It is now my distinct privilege to present Steve, who will introduce Larry DiGiovanna to present the recommissioned Honorable Antony J. Cutrona Lifetime Achievement Award.
Thank you, Gregory. I think Gregory already introduced you, Larry. So, Lawrence DiGiovanna, past board member, past president of Brooklyn Bar, please stand up and salute the award. Please stand.
Thank you all. A wonderful evening, and what a wonderful award. What a wonderful honor it is to me to be asked by the executive committee to make this presentation. And I just want to say what a wonderful job the executive committee, Steve, Greg, Dominic, the rest of the board have done in carrying out Judge Cutrona's wishes and his intentions for this organization. Ladies and gentlemen, before I introduce the recipient of the Honorable Antony J. Cutrona Award, I just want to say a few words about Judge Cutrona. He was such a unique and special individual. This organization was so very important to him, and so very lucky to have him. He was a ferocious advocate of everything Italian-American. When he was your friend, you knew that you had a very special individual relationship with him. I believe that that applied to every single member of this organization. He knew every member by name. He knew about your family. He wanted to know what town in Italy your ancestors came from. And if you were Sicilian, well, you had a very special place in his heart. Above all, he was a gentleman every day of his life. We all miss him, and he's with us in spirit only. And tonight's honoree, my friend, Bartholomew Verdirame, was very much like the judge. In his pride and his Italian heritage, and his dedication to professional excellence, as every attorney and judge who has ever worked with him knows. And above all, like Judge Cutrona, he is a gentleman every day of his life. As one of the earliest members of our association, he, like Judge Cutrona and our founders, recognized the deep sense of bias against Italian-American attorneys in the job market and in the legal system. When Charlie Serrace recognized the need to have younger attorneys in leadership positions in those early years, it was Bart Verdirame who was recruited for board duty. He became an officer and eventually president of this great organization in 1976. It is my great fortune to be able to see and speak with him almost every day of the work week. We have an occasional lunch or dinner, solve the world's problems. We had the very special pleasure of traveling with our wives to Italy a few years ago, where we managed to solve all the Italians' problems. We got into a little trouble after we left, but that's another story. I consider Bart an older brother, whether he likes it or not. What I have learned from Bart cannot be stated in words, cannot be evaluated, cannot be summed up or described. He is simply a perfect example of how a man should live. To me, he exemplifies the qualities to which we all aspire. His kindness, thoughtfulness, and loyalty know no bounds when it comes to his family and friends. Bart's diligence and work ethic serves as an example to anyone who seeks personal success. He adds value to all who he engages. I believe that we will all be judged on whether or not we made a difference in the lives of those around us. On that basis, Bart Verdirame may be the third saint proposed by Pope Francis. And I know that he is proud to have his wife married and his entire family here. I know he will introduce them. To coin a little Brooklyn phrase, it's almost a whole story. But let me tell you a few things about Bart that you may not know, because he is so modest and unassuming. In 1958, he was valedictorian at St. John's Preparatory School. He was awarded a four-year full scholarship to St. John's University. Having excelled in his undergraduate work, he was a recipient of the St. Thomas More Scholarship to St. John's Law School. At St. John's, he became the associate editor of his Law Review and editor-in-chief of the 1963 Catholic Lawyer. From 1966 to 1971, he was the senior law assistant at the Appellate Division, 2nd Department, after which he became the confidential law secretary to Supreme Court Justice Carmine Ventieri. At the age of 34, he was appointed executive director of the 2nd Department's Committee on Character and Fitness, where he served for 25 years until 1999. During his term as gatekeeper to the profession, he instituted many innovations to accelerate the admissions process, which remain in effect to this day. As most of you know, he is currently a court examiner and referee in the guardianship parts in Kings and Richmond counties. This is a perfect role for Bart, supervising the care of people who are unable to care for themselves. He brings to that role so much more than the skills of the learned attorney that he is. He brings to that role the lifelong experience of a caring son, a devoted husband, a loving father, brother, and friend. Ladies and gentlemen, the award, as you were told, is not given each year. It's given when our board identifies an individual whose life exemplifies the highest professional and ethical standards and the dedication and promotion of Italian-American principles, values of fairness and equality to all people as brought to this country by our forebears. And there is no one more deserving of this award than our brother, Bart Verdirame. To quote the great Sicilian playwright, Luigi Pirandello, "Qualcuno può essere eroico a volte, ma un gentiluomo è qualcuno che deve essere sempre." Anyone can be heroic from time to time, but a gentleman is something that you have to be all the time. Ladies and gentlemen, my hero and yours is secretly Colonel Antony Cutrona and Verdirame. excellence in the science of jurisprudence and the promotion of Italian-American culture in the legal community, June 13, 2014.
Honorable judges, fellow Columbians, friends, I could listen to Lawrence DiGiovanna talk about me. What a great friend. I feel as though at this late stage in life, I discovered a brother that I had always had. Larry, you and your wonderful wife, Gina, thank you so much for what you mean to me and Marion, and thank you for what you've added to our life. That trip to Tuscany was incredible. I had something else planned for tonight, but I don't think it's going to work as well. So let me just thank a number of people who mean so much to me and who made me whatever I might be. First, I'd like to thank the Cutrona family. I knew Judge Cutrona for approximately 45 years. We had been through thick and thin together in starting the Columbian Lawyers. I was at his daughter Marion's wedding. Marion was at my daughter Jill's wedding. I invited the judge to my daughter Rita's wedding. Marion Cutrona was my administrative assistant for a number of years. We had deep ties to the Cutrona family. I remember a Sunday in the mid-70s when the Cutrona family dropped by for coffee and cake. This is something that was done a long time ago, and I don't think it's done anymore. The Sunday afternoon coffee and cake stop by. But it was wonderful. And there was a lot of water under the bridge between the judge and myself. I want to thank his family for all the sacrifices that they made. You cannot build an organization like this and take time away from your family unless you have the consent of your family. His wife, Marianne, his daughters, Marianne and Carol Ann, his son, Anthony. Wonderful people, and I want to thank them on behalf of the Columbian Lawyers. I want to thank Greg Cercioni. I knew Greg's father many years before I knew Greg. His father was an incredible attorney with an office in Borough Park. I had many deals with his dad. It was the day when he did sit-down contracts. And I used to walk into his office, and he used to call me aside, and he used to tell me what was not in the contract, so that there would be full disclosure, that you would know what your client was signing, everything was open and above board. And is it any wonder that his son Greg would be exactly like his dad, Richard, a fine attorney, a fine gentleman, integrity and character. Thank you so much for everything you've done for me, Greg. I'd like to thank Dominic Napolitano. Dominic came from a working class family in South Brooklyn. Dominic had told me once of his struggles to get into a good law school. Look at what Dominic Napolitano has become. A great attorney, a great representative of the Catholic Church, a man of charity, a man who's been successful in so many bar associations. I have the greatest respect for Dominic, and I want to thank him for what he's meant to me. Steve Bamundo is a person I don't know that well. Our relationship, I I think, is a new relationship. But I can tell you one thing. If we keep having those lunches at Delmonico's, we're going to be fast friends. Thank you for everything you've done with respect to this award and with respect to the Columbians and doing what Judge Cutrona wanted you to do. And then there are three gentlemen who used to be law partners. Carl Landesino, Anthony Genovese, Greg Spina. How is it any wonder that they were law partners? They share all of the same qualities: integrity, character, warmth, professionalism, collegiality. They have shown me so much respect, and I am so indebted to them. Thank you, Judge Landesino, Greg Spina, Anthony Genovese. And then there are two gentlemen whom I consider adopted sons, Dominic Famulari and Steve Sciano. Steve is better known for his work in the Bay Ridge Lawyers, but I consider Dominic Famulari and Steve the same way I would consider my sons. They have shown me so much respect. Their work ethic is tremendous. Once again, I use the words character, integrity. They mean so much to me. I see Steve on a daily basis. Dominic calls me regularly and asks me how I'm doing. It's just a wonderful thing. I also have an adopted daughter. Her name is Linda Ursini Locascio. She is such an amazing individual. She refers to me as one of her mentors. And she has many mentors. Greg Sercioni, Bruno Carasparti, others. But I consider her my mentor. What she has taught me the last couple of years in caring for people in her family who have illnesses, the broad shoulders that she has, the character, integrity, the work ethic that she has. Linda, thank you for being my friend. I'd also like to thank referee and guardianship Laura Messiana. She has meant so much to me that she, in fact, is my mentor in guardianship. Every time I have a problem, I'm on the phone with Laura. What a great resource for attorneys, for laymen. She has a heart as big as this room, and it's concerned with one thing: the quality of care given to wards. Laura, thank you for teaching me so much about the guardianship law and about life in general. You're a beautiful person. Now, as unpolitic as this is, I'm going to mention three judges who have been especially kind to me, because I must. They've gone out of their way to make themselves my friend. The first is Judge Thomas Aliata, Supreme Richmond. Judge Aliata, you have taught me so much. Several years ago when I was in your courtroom, and you told two warring children, you should never do anything to denigrate the memory of your parents. That always stuck with me. And when I had my surgeries and you called me directly and we discussed certain oncological procedures, you told me to play the percentages, and you've always been there for me. You're a great friend. Thank you. Judge Ellen Spodek is a judge's lawyer. She invites you to go into chambers, to take part in a decision. She wants to know what you're thinking. Once again, in the guardianship work, she has one interest: the quality of care given to the ward. She can see right through the guardians. She knows the good guardians. She knows the not so good guardians. She has taught me a lot. She's been a great friend. I'm very sorry that she won't be doing guardianship anymore. But Judge Spodek, thank you for making me feel like a real lawyer in your courtroom. Judge Wayne Saeda, you are a great intellect with great humility. You should be a prototype for all professionals. Your being moderator of our book club has just been a wonderful thing for the Columbian Lawyers. When we get together 2 or 3 times a year to discuss those Italian translations, your knowledge of Italian politics, Italian art, Italian government, and yes, Italian wines just comes through. I feel like it's 55 years ago, and I'm back at St. John's with my fraternity. The feeling of collegiality and warmth that we have as we sit in the restaurant to discuss these classics. You're the only person who can moderate that, and I appreciate everything that you bring to the Columbian Lawyers. I would just like to end by introducing my family. My oldest daughter, Carol Gersten, and her husband, Alon. They're here with their daughters, Colette and Lila. Colette will be starting Swarthmore this fall, and we're all very proud of her. My second daughter, Jill Basso, with her husband, Donato Basso. Jill is an educator. Donato is a businessman. They're here with their 3 children, Nicholas, Daniel, and Sophia. My son Bart flew in from Las Vegas last night. Bart is the only corporate attorney for IBM covering the entire state of Nevada. We are so proud of Bart. His wife Allison and their 3 children, Luke, Cole, and Kate, are lining the fort in Las Vegas. My son Joseph is here with his wife Nancy. Joseph is the family entrepreneur. Nancy is our accountant. They have a 3-year-old, Ava. And yes, Nancy is expecting, and we will be having grandchild number 11 soon. My youngest daughter, Rita, and her husband, Douglas Shivers, they're both in different areas of finance. They have a 6-month-old, Andrew, and we're very proud of Rita and Douglas. And last but not least, Michael, who owns his own graphic design corporation. And Michael, we're so proud of you. A lot of you have met Michael recently. He's been kind of my stick man, helping me get around, because night driving is not something I can do too well anymore. So Mike has become kind of a member of the Columbian Lawyers by default. I know there are other people I would like to thank. Bruno Cadespada, Annette Scarano, Joseph Rosado. I remember when people thought I was going to be incapacitated for a while, they offered to take over, help me with my practice. Suzanne Januso, Mark Longo, Frank Strafacci, they all offered to help me. That's what we are. The Columbian Lawyers of Brooklyn is your extended family. This is something we learned from Judge Cutrona. Why? I can't believe it. I'm married 50 years this year, and I could not accept this. Thank you, Larry. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Marion, you've been the greatest life partner that I was lucky enough somehow to find. Thank you. The last 50 years have been great. I'm going to end on this note. Why is the September meeting of the Columbian Lawyers the best attended meeting of the year? It's because we all miss each other during the summer. We are extended family. We can't wait to get back together, to see each other, and to be part of each other's lives. And that is took me a long time to figure out. I've been blessed in my profession. I've been even more blessed with my family. I've been blessed to have this honor tonight. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening.
It is now my distinct privilege to call upon our Brooklyn Borough President, the great Eric Adams, to come up and present 3 citations to tonight's honorees.
As I see the only Caribbean member of the Columbian Lawyers, Frank Sedio on the other side over there. You know, I want to be extremely brief. I'm excited about being here, and I just want to give you a brief